Only on ABC 15, what does it take to get fired from a state job?
Well, apparently a lot. We've told you about a horrible case of elder neglect out of Mesa, where a woman was padlocked in a home without food and living in her own waste.
Yeah, and it turns out she was actually living with a relative who worked for the Department of Economic Security, which, keep in mind, oversees adult protective services. The director says, frankly, she should have known better. And with that, handed over her personnel file, which is shocking, to say the least.
And Joe Bartels asked the director himself, how could an employee with such a bad record keep a job?
Tim Jeffries, the director of the Department of Economic Security, is cleaning house of what he calls liars, bullies, and bad actors. More than 250 have been let go.
Now, did we fire them? No, they fired themselves. You don't perform, you fire yourself.
And perhaps a stunning example is Carol Brown, an employee at the agency for 25 years, and now at the center of a neglect investigation of her own mother-in-law in this Mesa home.
Would something like this kind of misconduct be tolerated again, or was this under an old system of tolerance?
Old system won't happen again.
A records request revealed 14 pages of well-documented issues going back several years. Interviews with clients that would last 4 hours, way longer than necessary, falling asleep on the job, telling clients to come back when it was getting close to the end of her workday, even going so far as to yell that her husband satisfies her while within earshot of coworkers. Complaints from clients pouring in, highlighting rude and hostile behavior.
The conditions inside this Mesa home are filthy, according to MCSO.
The final straw, which ended her career with DES, my ABC 15 investigation into the deplorable conditions inside Brown's home, where her mother-in-law had been staying. A scene so bad, authorities had to remove her. Jeffries sent this email to all 7,500 DES employees using the ABC 15 report as an example. He says work under his leadership is a privilege and not an entitlement anymore. Joe Bartels, ABC 15 News.